Welcome to the Grace Smith podcast. I'm so excited you're here for this special 4-part mini-series based on my book, Close Your Eyes, Get Free. In this series, I'm going to take you on a journey to unlock the power of your subconscious mind and show you how self-hypnosis can help you break free from limiting beliefs and step into your fullest potential. Now, I know that when some people hear the word hypnosis, they might think of stage tricks or mind control, but you can let all of that go and just forget everything you think you know about hypnosis, because it's actually a science-backed tool that can help you transform your life in ways you've never imagined. Today, we're starting with a very powerful realization. Freedom begins in the mind. If you've ever felt stuck, held back, or weighed down by habits and beliefs that no longer serve you, this episode is for you. So go ahead, take a nice deep breath in. Exhale, and let's get started. So I'll be reading to you now from Close Your Eyes, Get Free, starting on page 1. Freedom begins in the mind. Freedom begins in the mind. How does that statement make you feel? The statement may cause shivers of knowingness to run down your arms and back. It may anger you. You may feel as if your forehead is expanding, or it may elicit no tangible response at all. Take a nice, deep, letting go breath and read it again slowly. Freedom begins in the mind. Really notice how you feel. Your response to this statement is your jumping off point for the rest of this book. Feel free to make note of it and then let it go. You're already off to a great start. So what does it really mean that freedom begins in the mind? Well, if we think about the subconscious mind, it is this massive storage house that includes all of our memories, all of our emotional responses, all of our habits, and all of our beliefs about ourselves. So there is a very famous Freudian depiction of the conscious mind versus the subconscious mind. And the image he used was that of an iceberg, where that tiny little part above the waterline is the conscious mind. It's 10% of our experience. And that massive remaining 90% of the iceberg that's beneath the water that we can't see is the subconscious mind. Now, willpower is part of the conscious mind, but the conscious mind is only 10% of the equation. So you could cultivate all of the willpower in the universe. But if your subconscious mind has a belief that is counter to the belief that your conscious mind has, the subconscious is going to win because it's bigger. So let me give you an example. If someone needs to lose a significant amount of weight, they've decided that they want to do this, they believe this is important for them. I'm thinking of a client who needed double knee replacement surgery, and in order for her insurance company to pay for the surgery, she needed to lose a significant amount of weight, like 100 pounds. And so her conscious mind very much wants to lose the weight and has a lot of reasons for wanting to do so. And so she thinks she can use willpower to get there. And through years of ups and downs and a little bit of success where it's one step forward and feels like 10 steps back, she's wondering, why can't she break through? Why can't she have this outcome, even though it's something she desperately wants? Then we get into the subconscious mind and find out that there is a belief in there that losing weight would actually be unsafe. And I have seen this so many times that I've seen various versions of this, where it might feel unsafe because then they believe they'll get more unwanted sexual attention. It might feel unsafe because then they wouldn't want to be traveling alone. It might feel unsafe because it could change the dynamic in their marriage. These are all things that they've never had a conscious thought about. But again, if the subconscious mind believes that, then the conscious mind is not going to win. And this applies to everything. Fear of flying, stopping smoking, no longer biting your nails. The conscious mind decides something, sets a goal. We think we'll use willpower to accomplish it. It's not happening, and we wonder why. It's because there is a counter belief in the subconscious that is outweighing and overruling whatever you think you want. So the way that we experience true freedom, where we break free from these cycles of telling ourselves we're going to be able to accomplish something, we're going to achieve a goal, we're going to change some aspect of our life, and not feeling like we're lying to ourselves when we're unable to do that, is to get into the subconscious, ask, what is the belief in here that is getting in the way of what I actually want? Because there has to be one. If the willpower is not working, it's because there's something in here blocking it. What is it? Where did it come from? Why is it there? And now I have to find leverage to convince this part of my subconscious belief system that there is a better way. And then you can use hypnotherapy to visualize the better way. We call that future pacing, imagining your future with the outcome that you actually want. So this breaks this cycle of promising yourself something, not achieving it, feeling shame and guilt and self-hatred, and finally just being able to say, I know what I want, but now I know how to actually get it. And it's not through willpower, it's through reprogramming your subconscious mind. So this is exactly what we're going to be covering in depth in this mini-series. Each episode will build upon the last. And in our next episode, we're going to break down the science of hypnosis, what it is, how it works, and why it's such a powerful tool for transformation. In episode 3, we're talking about how to reprogram your subconscious for success so you can finally let go of beliefs that are holding you back and start stepping into the life you truly want. In our final episode, we'll discuss how to make hypnosis a daily habit so you can keep removing the layers that are covering up your true potential. All right, we're going to start with a homework assignment for this first episode. And I'd like for you to write down and reflect on any habits you've attempted to break in the past and were unable to do so, or any habits that you attempted to build that you were unable to do so in the past. And I want you to really think about, why is this important for you to either stop doing or start doing? How many times have you tried to either stop doing this or start doing this? And if you had to guess, again, what the subconscious actually believes could be completely different and really shock and surprise you that it was capable of developing a belief that is just so off from what you expected. But we'll just do it as a thought exercise. Why do you think the subconscious is blocking this? What possible beliefs could be in there that are counter to your ability to create this new reality where you either don't have that habit or you do have a new one? And then as we move deeper into this mini series, we'll be able to see if what you anticipated was correct, if that's what your subconscious actually believes. And we will be able to give it a new belief system and help it overcome what it thinks is a secondary gain of keeping you stuck where you are. Also, keep in mind, it tends to be easier to stop a habit. We will have to replace it with something else. Like, for example, you wouldn't just stop smoking. You would stop smoking and you would replace the smoking with drinking water. Because if you didn't do that, then the subconscious would likely choose on its own to replace smoking with eating food. And we don't want to do that. So if you're stopping something, you have to also choose what you're replacing it with. And if you're starting something, it's a slightly different process. Starting something tends to take more repetition, more conditioning than stopping, which is fine. It can still be very rapid and it will improve your life drastically to do so. But just going in with clear expectations tends to be a little bit faster to stop than to start. I'm really excited to see your homework and understand what you think is happening there under the surface. And then as we go deeper into the series, either validating that or showing you actually there was something completely different going on. Either way, it will be illuminating and incredibly helpful. Now that you understand that your subconscious mind is running the show, I'd love for you to reflect on that one limiting belief or that one habit you'd very much like to change. Write it down. Think about when you first noticed it showing up in your life. Awareness is always the first step to radical change. If you're ready to explore more, you can find the link to my book, Close Your Eyes, Get Free, and the Hypnosis app, our Grace Hypnotherapy app, in the description of this episode. And I'll see you in the next one.